Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tim Meyer, here for the Romeo Sports Recap, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. And before we begin, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Romeo Sports Recap Show. I'm here with boys varsity baseball coach TJ DeLamalier. And TJ, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having us.
Last year, you guys were just a little over 500. Pretty decent for a lot of teams, you know. But and this year, you guys turned it on. Like you had like a 75% winning percentage over 20 games that you guys won. Kind of what do you attribute that to?
Well, I think there's, every year is a little bit different. Every year there's factors that go into your success or your lack of. And, we had a great group of guys last year, but we had some difficult times. We had a lot of injuries. We had, pitchers that couldn't pitch because of arm issues and things like that. And, we graduated a good group last year, but we knew we had a good group coming back this year. And, I think this year, you think back on your season afterwards and just what a good group of guys we had. And I think our depth was just really, really solid. We were able to, for the most part, stay away from the injury bug. And these guys played so well together throughout the course of the year.
And you played on a new field.
Yeah,
was that a factor in a lot of it? Were you able to play games that you weren't maybe normally played?
I mean, we definitely played most of our games. I think we only had a couple of. I think I think it was a snow out at one point, and but for the most part, we played most of our games. So we got in 38 games. We scheduled 38, but we got in just about all of them.
Yeah, well, that's in Michigan, that's quite a feat.
Yeah,
if you could do that.
It was a cold spring, that's for sure.
I mean, you guys started out with like 8 wins in a row, including eventual state champion Dakota. After that win against Dakota, you smoked them pretty good. What was the mood then of the team? I mean, did you guys start to get a little bit confident that hey, we might be able to?
I think with success, your confidence level rises, and I think that we knew what Dakota was about, and to go out and beat them the way we did. Sure, I mean, I guarantee it. It helped us, and I don't think we were overconfident. That was a tough series. We beat them pretty handily at their place, and they came back the very next day and beat us pretty good at our place. And Game 3 was a dogfight. We were winning in the bottom of the 6th, and they had a big inning there to win it.
Win 8-4. Yeah.
It was. I think I kind of reassured what we already were feeling about our team, and that we were pretty good.
And okay, so you lost 2 out of 3 to Dakota, but then you came back and you guys put together another big win streak.
Yeah, and again, great group of guys, very resilient, and I think that as far as our leadership goes, was excellent. As far as the camaraderie was excellent. And I think that goes into being able to be resilient. And baseball's a long season. There's going to be ups and downs, and these guys really handled adversity well.
Yeah, and in that win streak, I think you handled Eisenhower pretty good. You won all 3 games, and you guys scored like 42 runs. What was going on? Did you put something in the game grade or what?
Well, again, I think complete team, more so than we've had in a while. We could hit for average. We stole a ton of bases. We had a lot of team speed. we put a lot of pressure on other teams, and we're able to capitalize on their mistakes as well. So I think that all that combined allowed us to put a lot of runs together.
And then you took a tough loss to Henry Ford before you started back up again on a few. And Henry Ford, you beat them, and then they beat you. And then you won a couple more, and then you had a little bit of a 5 out of 5 games that you lost in 6. And so I don't know. They weren't. You didn't get blown out or anything, but did somebody get hurt, or was there just a
No, I think
season?
if you look back at the Ford game, we lost game 1 of the series at their place, and we kind of blew a lead in the last inning, and obviously that hurt. But these guys came back and got games 2 and 3 in a doubleheader later in the week, and so we took that series. So that was nice. We did, have a little bit of a skid, that Chippewa Valley week, where, it was a little combination. We played, we didn't play our caliber of baseball, but they played pretty good against us. We ran into a couple of really good arms on the hill, and so sometimes you just got to give credit to where credit's due. But we were able to recover. We rebounded a little bit, and that Lake Orion doubleheader, I think, was kind of a big one to change our momentum and to kind of give us a little bit of enthusiasm and some confidence moving forward.
Yeah, beating Oakland team or Oakland County team is always a good remedy. I mean, usually they're pretty tough on that side of town.
Yeah, you know what? I think we competed pretty well. I think these guys will probably tell you one of the things that we look back on our season. I think we were 7-2 against the OAA Red, and it's pretty good against some pretty good competition.
Absolutely. And then you split with Stevenson. You took 2 out of 3 from Stevenson, and then one of your losses was to Adams, and then you guys went on the horse again and reeled off 4 wins out of 5 games, and going into the finale of the season.
Yeah, again, we play a difficult schedule, and we fully expect to compete for a state title, and that's our goal. And in order to do that, you got to play the competition, and so we don't shy away from anybody. Our league is, I think, the best in the state, and I think the OAA Red, is pretty close after that. So. Those 2 leagues go back and forth a little bit between who's the best, but it's a tough schedule we play, and these guys have to bring it every day, and I think that they did a really good job doing that. Our record on the weekends was good. Our record in conference was good. So these guys, they really were able to, in all of them, every single one of them, 1 through 20, were ready to play.
I mean, you beat Clarkston and Grosse Pointe North going into the districts and stuff. Usually 2 pretty good teams, and then you got Anchor Bay again, which you had last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what the bugaboo is with them. What did they just have a great program there? Or?
They have a great pitcher, and he beat us 2 years in a row now. And we knew when we got Anchor Bay as our first game. Well, really, we knew that going into districts that we were going to see their big guy, and he's really good. And I think that we were well prepared for him, and we took some really good swings, and we put a lot of pressure on him for how good he is. We just didn't make, I guess, enough plays when we needed to make the plays. We didn't get a hit or 2 that could have dropped. Game was going to be completely different.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they didn't blow you out, but they scored 5 runs, and that seemed to be enough for them.
Yeah,
to beat you guys. Let's talk a little bit about this year's team, and which players made significant contributions, you would say.
Well, again, back to what I was saying earlier, it's this year probably more so than a lot of years. We had so many guys that were able to step up. I can't tell you that I had one just guy that just carried us. We had a lot of guys that had really good years. You go to these postseason meetings, and some of these guys have stats from one guy or two guys that just really carried their team. We had several guys with over 25 hits. We had several guys that were key contributors on the mound. So it's tough to pinpoint just a couple. I thought we had great leadership from our seniors. They really kept everybody in the game, motivated. Our pitching staff, and if you were to ask me before the season, what our biggest thing that we needed to have come through would be our pitching staff, and we had some good performances on the mound. Our top three guys, Will Scally, Nick Kaminsky, and Ben Taylor, all had outstanding years. They kept us in games. Our weekend guys, Josh Lockbiller and Mitch Mikulowski, were outstanding for us as well. So we had a lot of contributions from a lot of different guys. So it's tough to pinpoint, but I will tell you we were very solid 1 through 9, and we were very solid with our depth chart as well. So you look back and naming some seniors. Joey Badalamenti did an outstanding job in the outfield. Really had some big moments for us
defensively,
on the offensive side. On the defensive side, he made a diving catch against Stevenson that was unreal. Came back the next day and he hit a home run. Cooper Meadows did an outstanding job with his leadership roles behind the plate. As I mentioned, Ben Taylor did an outstanding job on the mound for us. Had a couple of complete games, not back-to-back, but pretty close to back-to-back against Ford and Stevenson. Luciano Bellini just played in the All-Star game on Tuesday, and he had a nice year at short and was very trustworthy on the defense. If I start naming names, I don't want to leave anybody off because they were just such a good group of guys.
How about anybody hit with power? Anybody that...
We had about 7 or 8 home runs. So, but we had doubles, we had triples, we had a lot of extra bases in our new field. We had more triples than we've probably ever had.
You're going to talk Cody into moving the fences in a little bit?
No, that's exactly. They're exactly where they need to be. There wasn't too many times the wind wasn't howling out there. So
yeah, that's
it wasn't a lot of home runs hit at our field, but there was a lot of doubles and triples by us, and that's for sure.
Yeah, and who do you think improved the most?
Well, if you ask our guys, it was Josh Lockbiller, because we do that award at the end of our year, and they voted Josh Lockbiller as the most improved. He was a first-year player for us, but I think he came kind of matured a little bit and came together both on the mound and also offensively. He hit over 400, so he would probably be a guy that was one of those guys most improved. But there were several.
Yeah, you see the Detroit Tigers today, this year's team. They always seem to try to take that extra base. Was that the type of team you guys had, or what kind of style did you guys have?
I feel like we had the type of team that I love coaching. We had the type of team that could hit for power at moments and could drive doubles and triples into the gap and hit home runs on occasion. But we were also a team that we could really create some chaos on the bases, and we had a ton of team speed. We had 2 guys with over 20 stolen bases, which was really good. So yeah, we would take extra bases when possible. We'd lay down bunts when possible. We'd constantly find ways to put pressure on the other teams, which was nice.
And if you had an MVP of the team, who was voted MVP?
We don't do just a team MVP. We do an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP. We also do a most valuable pitcher. So we kind of divide it up into thirds.
That's fair.
But I would tell you, Joey Badalamenti, I think, was our offensive MVP. You got guys like that really stepped up. Brody Meyer did an outstanding job hitting towards the top. He led our team in stolen bases. Joey Nepa, first-year player, was a really huge plus for us on the offensive side. As I mentioned, Josh Lockbiller. We had a lot of guys offensively that really stepped up and helped carry us. We had some first-year players that really helped step up and carry us. Troy, you'll talk to in a little bit, did an outstanding job for us as a sophomore, was second on our team in stolen bases. So we had a lot of guys on the offensive side. As I mentioned, our 3 pitchers, it's tough to give one of those guys a better nod than the other because all 3 of them did a really outstanding job in our league play.
I mean, guys, what, you scored over 200 runs this year.
That's one stat I do not necessarily keep a big
but that's a lot.
Look
I
at.
mean, that's a lot. In
You know, runs scored, stolen bases. You look at, oftentimes you just look at guys' averages, but you know, scoring runs is the name of the game, so it's an important thing, obviously. So
now you said that. Did you say that Brody Meyer was your leadoff hitter most times?
He either hit 1 or 2. Most of the year, he was our leadoff hitter. I think the last game he hit 2, and Troy hit leadoff. But yeah, I mean, right at the top of our order, and was able to get on base. Both these guys with a lot of speed. We felt like if they could get on base, they could be on 2 in a matter of moments. So,
and you guys, you know, once they do get on base, sort of picks everybody up and kind of gets you going.
Yeah, it lifts our confidence, and you know, obviously, if they get in on base, we still need guys to drive them in, and we had guys that, you know, picked each other up at the plate. So if it, you know, one guy didn't get it done, the next guy typically did.
And I hear in your commentary about the team that you're very pleased with this year's team.
You know, I was very pleased. Obviously, you know, I like our record at, you know, win 27 games. You're always going to be a little bit more happy as a coach. But I will also tell you it was probably one of the most enjoyable teams. You know, I think some of the players joke when, you know, they saw me smile a lot more this year. But smiling's easy when you're winning. But also, these guys made it fun each and every day. So they did a really good job of having fun at practice, but at being able to understand the difference, you know, of when to have fun and when to make sure we're getting at it and getting after it. So, you know, getting back to work. So
once that first pitch comes, you know, it's all business. And
you know, I think the fun part of it with this group is I don't think they ever played, you know, tight, which, you know, is important, especially when you get down to some important games and some close games. You can't play tight. You got to have fun and enjoy it and understand why you're out there. So I think they did a really good job of being able to do that.
And successful this year, very successful. We just talked about it, but the future. What about next year? What does it look like? How's it shaping up in your mind?
I'm excited. It's always difficult to lose seniors, and we had 6 really good ones this year. Good guys, good players, fun to be around, worked hard, good leaders. And we will miss them, but I'm also very excited about the future because we had a lot of underclassmen who had a lot of key contributions. You know, whether it was a sophomore or junior, we had a lot of depth coming back. So I'm excited about that.
Well, that'll make for another fun year in the new field up at Romeo, right?
I hope so. You know, each and every year is different, but, you know, I think that these guys hopefully see the potential and they're going to get after it like they did last year. And hopefully we'll be sitting here talking next year about another successful season.
Well, TJ, I thank you for coming on to the show, and congratulations on a great season, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll be back to talk to some of those baseball players right after this.
Before we continue, here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show, a word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Now back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Romeo Sports Recap Show. I'm here with varsity baseball players Troy Smith and Ben Taylor. And gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
us.
Explain to the folks out there what position you're playing, and tell them how you kind of got started in baseball.
I played center field this year, and I just started playing baseball when I was young. Thought it was really fun, and I've always played in the outfield.
I pitch and I play first, and same thing with Troy. I started when I was younger and then stuck to it. I feel like everyone kind of plays a lot of sports and you just kind of fall in love.
You guys got a lot of guys. Well, you do have a lot of guys on the team that play other sports and are playing baseball. Some football players on the team too as well. And what interested you in baseball? What was a kind of a thing as a child that maybe it kind of took to?
Probably like the travel tournaments, like getting out of town, going into different states, and
You like the vacations?
yeah, that was really fun. Going down to like Florida and stuff,
Yeah.
playing baseball down there.
What's it like against kids from Florida?
Well, they play year round, so
Yeah, that's
Tough.
yeah, it's a little bit different. I used to go down to Clearwater, but we went down there when I was playing college ball. But you get these guys from Florida, man, and they can go to the batting cage anytime. They can go play anytime, where we're kind of seasonally restricted a little bit. But what was your fondest childhood memory?
Just like those tough games with your teammates and just like having like those memorable moments where it's like you guys win that championship and you're just celebrating with your teammates.
Well, Coach says you guys on this team got along pretty good and seemed to be loose for every game. You guys never really. What do you attribute that? What that sort of looseness?
I think it was probably mainly because of the coaching staff and all the players we had. We'd always have like jokes before our games and stuff, make us loose. Never got yelled at this whole season for making mistakes, so that makes you play a lot looser and have more fun when you're playing.
Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, just kind of the same thing when coach gives us a joke just to remind us that it's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to enjoy ourselves,
And you're a pitcher, so the day that you're pitching, you're pitching. Kind of talk us through that. Mentally, what that's like. How do you prepare for that?
Oh, it's definitely nerve-wracking, because you got to go to a whole day of school before that, and you're always thinking about the game ahead, and it's really tough. But you got a playlist that you go to, got a couple songs that you go to get you really fired up, and that kind of gets me going. Listen to music pregame, and kind of drowns out all the nerves.
And then once you have the first pitch done, and the nerves are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think about the first pitch. That's what I'm thinking about in school is how that first pitch is going to go.
What would you say is, probably your best pitch or your two best pitches?
This year I really relied on my changeup like towards the end of the season. Like during Stevenson, I didn't really throw it before, and it was really good that day, and I just kind of stuck with it for the rest of the season. I would say my changeup or my slider.
It's like, you gotta love it when the changeup comes and they're just like overswing on it, and it's kind of it's a good pitch. You can get stung by it if you hang it, but
Yeah, definitely you want to leave it low.
Yeah. And how about you, Ben? You're playing out in the outfield, and that first at bat. What are you looking for when you get up there in that first at bat in the game?
Honestly, just like a fastball anywhere, like inside, down the middle.
Have you had pretty good success? I mean, they were throwing you those early on.
Yeah, I would say about that. A lot of pitchers like to start off with like first pitch curveball though, first pitch off speed.
And you right-handed, left-handed here?
Right-handed.
Okay. And so you probably face a majority of right-handers.
Yeah.
When you see a left-handed pitcher out there, does that kind of you move a little closer to plate and get on top of it, or what?
It depends. Mainly first at bat, no. If the umpire has like a wide zone though, I like to like go up on the plate, especially if he has a little bit of tail.
Okay, and what kind of hitter are you? Are you have a power hitch, or do you hit the right all fields, or what?
Mainly a contact hitter. This season I was tending to like pull the ball a little bit more than normal. Normally I'm a middle guy, up the middle.
Did you see the ball better this year? Or?
No, I think I saw a little bit like worse than I have before, but
Yeah. And you guys start off the season with a bang,
sure.
a real bang, and then and you even beat Dakota, which is state champions and stuff. I mean, do you think if you guys played them now, I think you guys could give them a good run for their money?
For sure.
Definitely.
What was going through the team's mind when you guys were going through that beginning of the season? I mean, right at the start, it's got to be great.
Yeah, I think we were all just excited to get back out onto the field.
Well, your new field, right?
Yeah.
We knew we all had potential. We just had to see what was going to come, and when we played Dakota, that felt really good. After that big win, we really knew. I mean, Coach even said it's got to be a confidence booster, and it definitely was.
Yeah, and you're on the new field. What's it like to play on that field and pitch and hit in there?
It's way better than any dirt field we could be playing on.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably one of the best fields I've played on in the state, either our field or Grand Blancs.
Yeah, I love our field. Definitely what Troy said. I would say ours is better than Grand Blancs, and I play first base, so anyone that gets on first, I'm like, so how you like the new field? And everyone tells me it's amazing. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And you being a contact hitter, you probably got a few gappers there.
Yeah.
Helped you a little bit. That's good though. That's good that you guys. Do you think it'll help the teams in the future with the field like that, or?
Yes, like for extra base hitting and stuff.
Oh, for sure. Because if you hit it past the outfield, it's just gonna roll. So
some fields had like really long grass, so even if you hit that gap shot, you could still just be a single on that. Yeah.
It's like hitting the golf ball off the fairway, and you don't get any roll on it at all.
Nope.
What are your plans for future?
For next season?
Let's talk about for baseball. What are your plans for that? And then you can tell me like, what kind of career you think you might want to go into, and if you thought that far.
Our plans for like the high school season next season?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think we're gonna be just as good as last season. We're losing a couple of seniors that were really good, but I think if like all our players develop as we are right now, I think we should turn out to be really good.
What do you have to do to develop? What is something that you have to do to work on?
Stay in the weight room all off season.
For sure. You could be a power hitter.
Oh,
no, always good to get stronger.
Yeah. How about you?
My plans for next year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm graduating. I'm going to Michigan State in the fall to study finance.
Finance? Are you going to try out for the team or?
I think I might just play club ball. I'm not really too sure yet. I definitely want to stay active in the game though.
Yeah. No, you never know. You're pretty good with finance. Do you save your money? Do you have your first communion money or whatever they say when you're younger? You put it in a jar.
Waiting for the grad party money now.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you think the take's going to be?
No idea.
Maybe a grand?
Guess
Maybe you get a grand?
Oh.
You got rich relatives?
Maybe a couple hundred at best.
Well, that's better. Hey, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye, right?
That's true.
How about you? You're going to go to his graduation party and give him $10?
Yeah, I'll give him maybe 10.
$10, okay. Tell him not to spend it all in one place.
Yeah.
Right. You look at the major league. You guys watch Major League Baseball. Is there any players that you like to emulate, or you really think they have a great game?
Yeah, I definitely admire Scooble right now. I mean, he just pitched today.
Did he win today?
Yep,
Oh.
9-2. So
I like watching Javier Baez a lot.
Yeah, he's
improved a lot this season.
Yes, for sure.
He's hitting the ball.
Yeah.
He's just hitting the ball, and he's got that full swing. So I'm old, but not that old. But when Javi Baez first came up and he was playing with the Chicago Cubs,
he was.
I went to one of those games at Wrigley Field, which was kind of cool. If you ever get a chance to go there, it's the old ballpark style. It's a great place to watch a game. But yeah, he was phenomenal. And I thought, well, when they got him, and then last year he kind of tanked a little bit. I don't know if he was hurt or a little bit too, but he really improved his game. Anybody from the olden days?
Randy Johnson.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird. He pitched that game, and the bird flew by. He nailed it.
I've seen that on TikTok recently.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't have anyone from like the older days.
Then yeah. Well, what about any favorite Tigers?
Probably Miguel Cabrera.
Good answer.
Yeah, he was a pretty good hitter up till last year, but he could pound it, man. That was pretty good. Tell me a little bit about who your favorite teacher was this year.
Honestly, my math teacher, Miss Bojo.
What made her so special? Was she?
She would like have us go in like before school and stuff, like work on the stuff that we need to like study before our tests.
I would say Mr. Archutowski or Coach D in baseball class, to be honest, because I really enjoyed baseball class. I took it all
No pressure here.
all 3 years. No. Goes without saying. I mean, you get to play baseball in school. What's better than that?
Yeah, that's true. I remember having one of my coaches, a gym teacher, and that's all we worked on was fundamentals. And gym, he'd take the baseball players and take them aside, and then we just worked on fundamentals and the hitting machine upstairs and stuff. So we didn't get we didn't get to play volleyball or anything like that in our gym class. What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to major in finance.
So both of you guys are money guys.
Yeah.
Okay, and that explains why you're only given $10 instead of 20. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
For the
good.
future. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Savings bank account.
What do you like about finance? I mean, you see all the finance today. It's all over the news and stuff. What do you think is it that kind of interests you in finance?
So at our high school, like you have pathways, and I was in the business pathway, and finance was like my main like target towards that. And I took a finance accounting class for 2 years, and I really enjoyed it. And like Mr. Archutowski, like his class was amazing. He taught me so many real things about like stuff I'm gonna know in the real world, and it was just like kind of just interests me. And like he was like working at a bank before, and then he realized that he wanted to be a teacher, and then just like the stuff he taught me.
After he became a millionaire,
Yeah. Oh, of course.
that he wants to be.
That's why he's a teacher now.
Yeah. Hey, some of the guys that can figure out the finances,
Yeah.
man, they ended up getting to do what they want at the end of the day. How about you, Ben?
I haven't had him yet because I'll probably have him the next 2 years. But I had a personal finance class, and that just helped me learn a lot about like how you're supposed to invest your money, and that just interests me a lot.
Well, I want to congratulate you guys on a great season. Not a lot of teams win over 20 games or over, and you guys did it. And boy, the future looks pretty bright for next year. And yeah, thanks for being on the show. And best success next year for you, and best success for you at Michigan State. Stay out of trouble, and study hard, and you'll be a good financial guy. Who knows? You might handle my money one day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for joining us here on the Romeo Sports Recap. For the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer saying we'll see you next time right here on the Romeo Sports Recap.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Romeo Sports Recap Show, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe to the Mitt TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Romeo Sports Recap. Or you can find us on Spotify and follow our podcast, Romeo Sports Recap. From the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer, signing off with a final word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com.